We need to talk about something big. A brand new week that may have just confirmed that Resident Evil 5 Remake is coming much sooner than anyone expected. And with the franchise's 30th anniversary around the corner, the timing feels very deliberate. If you've been replaying the series lately, especially leading into Resident Evil Requiem's February 27th launch, this news hits hard. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the details. Capcom has built serious momentum with Resident Evil remakes. It started with the 2002 GameCube remake of the original game, then years later returned in full force with Resident Evil 2 Remake in 2019. Resident Evil 3 Remake followed in 2020, and Resident Evil 4 Remake landed in 2023 to massive success. After RE4, the obvious next step seemed like Resident Evil 5, but for a long time that idea felt unnecessary. Resident Evil 5 already plays like a modern over-the-shoulder action game. It doesn't suffer from tank controls or archaic camera systems. Compared to earlier entries, it never felt outdated in the same way. But revisiting the game in 2026 reveals something important. Resident Evil 5's defining feature was always local co-op. One player controls Chris Redfield, the other player controls Sheva Alomar, and the entire campaign is built around cooperative combat. Back in 2009 on Xbox 360, split-screen co-op was a huge part of the experience. Many players beat the game multiple times with friends or siblings, unlocking everything together. That couch co-op identity is central to why the game is remembered fondly. Now, here's the problem. On modern consoles like PS4 and Xbox One, and by extension newer systems through backwards compatibility, that split-screen experience is compromised. On older standard definition TVs, the split screen used the full display. On HD TVs, the game boxes the image in to preserve the aspect ratio, leaving unused screen space and shrinking the gameplay windows. There's no option to expand it. It already feels worse visually. But the bigger issue is functionality. In the modern versions, Player 2 in split screen does not get their own inventory management or access to the shop. That autonomy existed in the original Xbox 360 release. Through research, turns out this limitation was present on the PS3 version and carried forward. The result is that the second player loses progression independence. They cannot manage their gear or purchases freely. That completely undermines the cooperative design that made Resident Evil 5 special in the first place. And that's why a remake suddenly makes sense. A Resident Evil 5 remake could restore full split-screen functionality. It could allow each player to use their full half of the screen. It could give both players independent inventory and shop access. It could refine the partner AI that drew criticism at launch. It could modernize pacing and address long-standing concerns while preserving the co-op identity that defines the game. Now, let's talk about the leak itself. On February 10th, a listing appeared on the Entertainment Software Ratings Board website for Resident Evil 5 on Xbox Series X and Series S. That detail matters. The original Resident Evil 5 is playable on those systems via backward compatibility, but there's no native Series X or Series S version. Yet the ESRB listing specifically references those consoles. The listing also includes mention of in-game purchases. While the original Resident Evil 5 had DLC, those expansions were bundled into the Gold Edition and have long been included in the base package. Recent Resident Evil remakes have implemented microtransactions and modern DLC frameworks. That detail strengthens the argument that this rating prefers to a new version rather than a simple port. But there's more. Sheva Alomar's voice and motion capture actor, Eva Ladar, teased on Twitter that something exciting is arriving in March. She used Resident Evil-related hashtags, including one referencing Resident Evil 5 and another tied to the 30th anniversary. Sheva has not appeared in a game since Resident Evil 5. Interestingly, prior remakes have recast characters rather than bringing back original actors. If Eva Ladar returns, it would mark a departure from that pattern. That makes her tease notable. Timing adds even more weight. Resident Evil Requiem, also known as Resident Evil 9, releases on February 27th. A PlayStation State of Play presentation has been announced for February 12th. If Capcom plans to reveal another major Resident Evil project during the anniversary window, that would be a logical venue. Even if revealed soon, a remake would likely release later, as Capcom has not shadow dropped major entries of this scale. There are still variables, Some leaks previously suggested that Resident Evil Code Veronica would be next in line for a remake, potentially arriving in early 2027. There are also rumors of a Resident Evil Zero remake targeting 2028. Both projects may still be in development, but the ESRB listing, combining with anniversary timing and cast teases, suggests Resident Evil 5 may have moved forward in the schedule. A remake would not be without challenges. Resident Evil 5 has mixed reputation. Many players love its cooperative gameplay, while others criticize the AI partner behavior. There has also been controversy surrounding the African setting and enemy portrayal. A modern remake would likely address those elements carefully. Capcom would need to refine tone and presentation while retaining the high-intensity action focus. I think, from a narrative standpoint, Resident Evil 4 Remake already laid groundwork. Its conclusion and additional content re-established key threads involving Chris Redfield and Albert Wesker. Moving into Resident Evil 5 next would feel structurally consistent. Capcom's Resident Evil engine has proven capable of delivering both horror-focused tension and large-scale action. Technically, the foundation is there. So here's where we stand. An ESRB listing exists for a native Xbox Series version of Resident Evil 5. It includes monetization language consistent with modern remakes. Sheva's actor is teasing a March news tied to the anniversary. A state of play is imminent. Resident Evil 9 launches February 27th. Nothing is officially confirmed, but the signals are strong. If Capcom announces Resident Evil 5 Remake soon, it won't be out of nowhere. It will feel like the next calculated step in a remake strategy that has already reshaped the franchise. And if they do it right, restoring proper local co-op and modernizing the experience without compromising what made it memorable, this could be one of their most significant remakes yet. If you like this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more amazing videos like this. Until next time.